Welcome to the official AFL Fantasy Podcast with the Traders.
G'day with the Traders. I'm Roy. I coach Destroy, and I'm here with Warnie.
Coach of the Warn Dogs.
And Galvin.
Coach Galvinator.
Now, boys, we are here for the round 10 review, and there were some thumping scores across round 10 to the point where the winner of the week scored over 2-4. So I am that excited to reveal what we got.
It's a long way behind.
It's a long way down from 2-4. I'll give you a hot tip.
Well, mine's the longest way. 2,098. Very ordinary score for the Warn Dogs. And anyway, that's another green vest. And I haven't done a tally yet. But
there you go. Why haven't we done a tally?
I would still have.
Roy would still have me.
Why has the tally stopped all of a sudden?
Has it been going this year?
It used to happen every single week.
It did.
Over the first few weeks, there was a tally.
That's
well,
not
I hadn't
back.
had one for the first 5 weeks either.
No, you hadn't either.
And that's why there was a tally.
If it wasn't a tally, then you peanut.
I just pop back in every 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, you've got to keep putting your head
Pop
in there.
my lows on.
So, Roy, you were 18 points ahead of me. And being the calculating Warn Dog that I am at times, is going, if I had have had my captain being
yes,
Macrae,
well, thanks, mate.
that would have got me over the line.
You can't have me in the vest every week. So, yeah, 21-16. So I got to a point on the weekend where I just thought, I'm going to set more realistic goals. Back in the old days, if you hit 2,000, you were happy.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm just going to roll with that.
Okay.
So 2,100, kaboom.
I didn't have a really good read of the round, because on Sunday morning I thought, I must be tracking around par or whatever. No, long way behind.
Well, par.
Sliding in the rankings.
I was above par in my crew, where I'm ranked.
In your
I went
6K
up.
crew.
Yep.
Nice work.
Yeah, thanks.
But Cal, you slid outside the top 2,000.
Best of a bad bunch again. 2140. Not good. And this is the thing, though, with the buys approaching, this is where we go bang. This is it. I'm excited for the buys. I'm ready for the buys.
We definitely move up. Surely.
I need the buys.
Surely we can't month these too badly. All right.
Here it is! That's what you did, Jenny. You stuck it right up them.
Who got you the 2140 Cal?
Clayton Oliver, 155. Few sausage rolls in that.
So you VC'd that one?
Big.
Saturday, Arvo?
I did VC him.
Genius.
To fall back into Macrae.
Yep.
And I was like, Macrae's not going 155. And guess what? I was right.
Now, do you feel a little bit dirty about that being against your Crows?
No, I couldn't care less.
How'd they get a win?
Don't even know. I was too busy watching Oliver run around.
I'll tell you what.
They were racking it up.
There
The
was
D's
a
were
stage,
robbed.
I'm pretty sure I saw Macrae have more than 155 at one stage. I think there was a late update.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because I thought, sucked in, mate.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but no.
Well, you said Macrae, 153 he ended up with, 2 points behind in what was a piggish display. Well, all of the Bulldogs were against the Saints on Saturday.
They're good to watch.
Are they? Well, the Bulldogs, I guess, are the Globetrotters, as we've been calling them for a long time now.
Yeah, a lot of people call them that now, Doug.
Do they?
Yeah.
Right. They must be listening.
They must.
So, anyway, that was a massive score, but the Bulldogs are just racking up. Like, Bont was right up there. He was fifth highest scorer of the round.
Yep.
We're seeing massive numbers coming out of them. But people are calling for Macrae, who has not dipped below 100 this year, for a pig status.
Yeah,
off the back of that 153.
It pops up every year.
It does.
It does. And
he's next in line.
He's
don't get us wrong.
gun.
Don't get us wrong. But
We love the guy.
Oh, of course.
Thing is, though, and I know people get excited, especially you've got a bad round and then all of a sudden Macrae goes 150 and he played with a snout. It was we love all of that. But then when you compare it to the guys that have the snout, like there were months where Rocky, that was par for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like every week he's doing 150.
You've got to be... if you have a look at the actual pigs that are already there now and what their numbers were leading up to either being awarded pig status, it's not these... He was just in the hundreds the last couple of weeks. Like, you've got to have a run.
You force our hand with a snout if you do a month of 150.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm going to give you an example.
Right.
Rockcliffe, 2016.
Yeah.
I'm just having a look at his scores here. He ended
He already was a pig then, but he was,
127, 123. Now, 123, that's a bad score here. So 127, 123. 174, 127. Then there he must have fallen asleep at half time. And then 179, 128. You keep going back through there. There's a 140, a 180.
Massive.
Like, that's all in one season. That is... Rocky, he used to get disappointed at a 120.
Yeah.
Right? And now we're excited when these guys get there.
Yeah.
Tom Mitchell, he was the last midfielder to be awarded pig status back in 2017 it was.
Yeah.
He went the first 18 rounds without going below 100, and his lowest one was a 108 in that as well. That was massive. He was going at 130 at the time for the season at round 18 that we awarded him pig status. Funnily enough, after the week after he got pig status, he dropped his first 90, but it was a 94.
Now,
so that was his lowest score for the season.
Is,
It was massive, 129 averaging season. You can do that back to back, basically.
When dudes are dropping 120 and you go slightly unders this week, that's when they've got a snout on them.
Rocky, 2014, listen to some of these ones. 154, this is how he ended the year. 154, 165, 180, 110, 190, 137, 122,
Okay, come on.
172.
That's all you need to say.
Oh, my God.
That is why they're called pigs.
Now,
That's pure piggery.
That's
beyond.
That's elite.
Yeah, that is.
Pig.
That's the Hall of Fame.
Right. That's
Legend
super pig.
status.
No one's ever getting that again.
No.
Right? Macrae just needs a few more big ones.
Yeah, he
and
does.
On a bit more of a
He's-
consistent basis.
But he's been super consistent. And that's probably
He has.
almost the downfall. That he looks so good that we
Yeah.
love it. And because he hasn't gone under 100 this year, he's got massive numbers of 100-plus scores
Yeah.
over his career. He will be there one day.
He will.
We just need to see the run
There's a little tail.
Now,
and the big ceiling.
speaking of tails, this guy's in the conversation, Roy, for your +3.
Oh, yes. He's
Yeah.
in my conversation too.
He has to be.
Aaron Hall.
Oh,
God,
yes.
I love the guy. I'm just going out there and saying it. Like, what isn't there to love about what he does? And
Don't
he's
know.
always had the potential. Give him a good role.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the guy can play. And he's obviously found a nice role at North, and he is killing it.
Yep,
definitely.
Unbelievable. So he's pumped out 122 on the weekend. This is a guy also. This is part of my love. Could his status be any better? He's got defender forward status.
I've flicked him.
And
He's played in both lines for me
His
across the year.
versatility dog is unbelievable. You can flick him around and he just keeps fronting up week after week.
So you're a non-owner, Cow.
Oh, I'm on the board. I'm on this week. I can't.
Are you? So you're going to do it?
I don't give a
round
hoot.
12 by.
Don't care. Don't care. He will go 120, 130, maybe even more this
So they've got the
week.
Saints, don't they?
Yeah, under the roof, he will have a field day.
Oh my God, he'd be licking his lips.
Listen to his last numbers at Marvel: 122, 133, 123. Like
This is what he does.
against one of the easiest teams in St Kilda. I'm not missing out on that this
You
week.
can't. Like got to think about yourself as well.
Yep.
You got nothing to do when that game's on. You flick it on. You want to enjoy watching. You have to have him to enjoy that game.
Do you know what's really nice about him? He's ignoring Zeeble a bit at the moment too.
He is.
I was watching
He
that last
knows.
night. I think
Yeah.
the Bombers' good win just quietly. That was massive.
My mental health suffered.
Yeah.
On Sunday, watching that, I was like, "Oh, he's got it again. Oh, not again.
Yeah,
Oh."
because that's what he'll do.
So,
he doesn't stop getting it.
So instead of watching it, I went and did some jobs outside.
Yeah.
Boring. Who wants to do that?
He forced your hand.
Maybe Friday night you should have done Cow.
It was the most disgraceful display I've ever seen.
Because it's just not acceptable.
It's not acceptable.
No, who'd you
it's
pick
not.
up last
Dusty
week?
Martin. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
Most popular player traded in last week.
And rightly so. He's so cheap.
Yeah.
He's even cheaper now.
He's a gun forward. All of that above. 66.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beast mode, Matheson.
I was fuming. Oh, God, he's funny.
Matho. He's bloody entertaining.
He's so
good. I
good.
like it.
I laugh every time. But Dusty, 66, not good enough. And I know you're going to talk about him later, Roy.
I will.
It's okay. I'm happy. I'm moving on. But geez,
He's just
not
you'll
on
grab him.
debut.
Yeah.
Not on
Not on
debut.
Oh, well, that's what hurts. Debut hurts.
Not
And
on
that's where
my
my
watch.
negative 3 is going as well. And 77 isn't an end of the world score.
No.
But when you pick up a guy against North Melbourne,
Yeah.
Jordan Ridley,
Yeah.
77 he scored for me, and it's just went through a lot of quiet patches
Yeah.
too, where he just wasn't touching the pill, and it was flagged. We talked about this too. Mason Redmond's taking kick-ins.
He is.
Too many.
Yeah,
Yep, way
exactly.
too many.
And they're putting the ball in his hands
Yeah.
as well as Heppel doing his thing back
Yeah.
there.
Heppel's good.
So I'm still not devastated by the pick. He's better than having Riley O'Brien in my team.
Yes.
So
Without
it's
a doubt.
much nicer
You were
to have.
never going to lose.
But
there.
anyway, so that's my.
So you got rid of Riley O'Brien this week.
Yes.
Who for?
He scored a 60 for Ridley. Is who I got.
You got him for Ridley.
Got more. Yep.
So Ridley's your ruck. Wow.
I'm going to stick with the trend of players on debut. Now, mine was obviously way more risky because I was chasing a role.
I could not believe
and the
this.
role was there. That I did it.
Yes, I know.
This is me for the rest of the year doing this type of thing. So I got Baker for his midfield, hopefully midfield role after that massive. Anyway, it was a good price too. But this, no one deserves what I put myself through. You know when you bring in a player, you guys talk about disappointing, you wanted a decent score.
Yeah, it's something.
You know when you get them in and the first thing you see them do, because I missed the start of the game, the first thing you see them do is a -3.
Okay.
This, no one deserves this.
Right.
You will not believe what I went through. His first 4 things that I saw, score involvements in terms of fantasy, Baker's negative doesn't.
Four
That's
frees
the
against.
first 4 things I saw him do.
Wow.
And they were all sorts of things. Ripping someone's head off, getting pinged, holding the ball. And it didn't end there. This is when I knew I was jinxed, right? So then I'm like, this is unbelievable. But he'd started all right.
Okay.
So he'd only tracked down to about 11 at quarter time by then. So he was going all right. But then I saw him get a kick, right? And I thought, oh, well, this cancels one of those -3s out. Smother.
Oh, no.
All right, cool. This is going really well. Sinking down further in my seat, arms crossed. Then he gets a handball. And I'm like, that's 2/3 of one of them gone. Called it back. Free kick back here. Sorry, late call.
Love it.
So, oh, my God. This is when I realised a few months ago, I bagged out the fantasy guides.
Yeah.
Right, this is time
to spite you.
I respect now that they are real. They do have powers. But I stand by my word. They are cockhead.
It's time for breaking news with Warnie.
All right, let's get into the breaking news and, well, some brokens. There are some broken things, such as, well, Mitch Duncan, head, bit broken. Concussed.
Come on, poor Holman.
Oh, yeah, Holman, man, oh, man. So, perfect tackle.
Great tackle.
Got holding the ball on Mitch Duncan, one of the premier midfielders of the competition.
Unbelievable. That's unlucky.
So, that
feel
was in
sorry
the
for his
second
owners.
quarter. Duncan, too, just quietly was on 62. Like in
Doing
the
his
second
thing.
quarter.
Wasn't he
And
ever?
was
Doing his thing.
Going to be, well, Cowie was your number 1 captain
He
choice
was.
of the week. So,
Yep.
Can we just stop for 1 second?
Yeah.
Not really our areas here, but to run someone down
stop
from
us from-
behind,
Yep.
how hard is that?
Yeah.
To do, let alone
he ran
Mitch
from like
Duncan.
20 metres or so. Like, it was a great rundown.
Yeah, anyway, play on.
So he will be out this week under the concussion protocols. He was looking pretty cooked as well, actually. So,
Didn't he ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll be out for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah,
then?
so they've got the first bye, don't they?
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's a hard hold, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you have to trade. This is where you can be aggressive with this. He's been so good that his price
That's
is
it.
mega high, and this, my not very expert professional opinion
Yeah.
would be, I'd go down to one of those fallen premiums, the 100K or whatever you're
Yeah.
pocketing from doing that.
Yeah.
You're going to put on top of someone else. Like, that's how you've got to play that, I think.
I totally agree with what you're saying.
Or get the Macrae that you don't have, or get whoever you
Yeah.
don't have that you really
That's right.
must
Can I
have.
just give a quick flip side? There was
Okay.
a couple of years ago, this is a horrible trend that I'm obviously going on, but I was ranked really badly and used the buys to attack.
Yep.
And the way I did it was through holding
yeah.
everyone like that
Yep.
in this period. So, I had 2 weeks without him, but I kept flicking away around him. And by the end of it, I went on such a beast run because my team was all of a sudden full of probably
having-
2 more premiums than the average because I held and I made up the points that I would have otherwise
Having that
lost.
name coming in for round 13 and 14
Massive.
is massive, especially when people probably won't be picking him up
No.
coming off that concussion as well, because you're going, oh, well, his break-even's a bit
Yep,
high.
so he'll be
weight on
unique
him.
as, won't he?
So, yeah, because he's unique enough at the minute, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
he's a super,
Yeah.
Well, you
definitely.
could cover him with Burns, for example,
you
this
were doing
week, who's got
something like that.
who's got North Melbourne. So if you wanted to hold him and you've got those guys there, you could get away with it for 1 week.
Yes, very interesting. Something to consider.
Cam Guthrie is another one that we'll have to monitor out of that game. Bit of a shoulder. Scott said it was an AC, so we'll see what that's going to
Dr. Scott.
mean there. Now, the other one that is a must-trade, though, because it is Calvin, the dreaded syndesmosis. You've had syndesmosis before, haven't you?
Probably heaps of times, Doug.
All right, so Adam
Called a roll
Treloar
ankle.
Played through it too.
So that
Right, I did.
ankle, he did. Oh, yeah, would have he played through an injury?
No.
You would have been rolling on the ground.
No, I've got the strap and tape out, mate.
Stretcher.
Fixes everything.
So we're getting the ambulance or not?
Okay,
Yes, we
so
are.
Treloar, low grade syndesmosis.
Low grade.
And Bevo said he'll still miss a number of weeks in Bevo's cool voice that he would have done.
Syndesmosis, Adam.
Oh, I like it.
So it's a must trade though.
Yeah. Has anyone got
It's a
him?
number of weeks.
Yeah.
Roy does.
Fantasy gods.
Oh,
You're going to cop it back again. I reckon,
will,
Roy.
yeah.
So with that, Roy, obviously it is the must trade. And
It is, isn't it?
He dropped 50k or so.
Oh, he
so that
certainly
hurts
did.
you
Yeah.
off his 37 that he had.
Yep.
Out of that game too, Anthony Scott thought he was subbed out for concussion, or not subbed out, but off the ground for concussion. Bit of blurred vision. They were being conservative, Bevo says. It may not be concussion. So
Oh, okay.
fingers crossed. The thing is, though, he's a
He's
type
not very
of player.
good, but I need him.
The 21 stops his cash generation now as well.
It does.
That's the thing. If you could be moving him,
Yeah.
it's a nice thing to do.
I need
So,
soldiers at the moment.
Yeah.
Best 22, even if they are just a 40 like he is.
yeah.
Tom Hickey hurt his knee and struggled because of it, but the warrior that he is, played it out. But let old mate Sean Darcy rack up.
Darcy does this?
He does.
A machine. So the Swans, they do have Naismith who's coming back through at the moment, also Sinclair there too. So
Yep.
now Jago O'Meara copped a big hit. Hit his
oath he
head
did.
and his shoulder, so we'll see what that looks like. And obviously, it's mostly draft owners, but for anyone rolling with Warpedo, well, you might get a good
that's
week
true.
again.
That's
Yeah.
relevant, yeah.
That's been hard. Goldie hurt his ankle, thought it was bad, looked bad, but he came back on, so he's another.
See, he says no to Syndesmosis.
No, he does, exactly.
Yeah, so few injuries to monitor, and they don't come at a good time ahead of the buys. We're going to talk some buys in a little bit, but time for.
You see what's new, Mr. Magoo. Oh, Magoo, you've done it again.
So out of the VFL, Waffle and SANFL, what have we got here? Coleman Jones had 153, kicked 4 goals, so I'm not sure whether he gets a game. Like, is it just a rest for Nank at some point? Because obviously he can ruck.
Yep.
But he was sensational in that game. Caddy was good too with 38 disposals, 141. So
Caddy.
Almost a bit of a forgotten about guy.
Still plays, yeah.
it's
There you go.
Will Martin, if they were bringing back one of those kids, but we know our old mate,
Hardwick.
Hardwick, rookie,
RCD.
RCD. I was
RCD, yeah, no.
trying to get lost in there.
No,
He's going to be locked and loaded.
he's
It might
fine,
be that
yeah.
the Rouse Smith, but then they've got those guys coming back. Shea Bolton's probably back this week.
Yep.
Yep.
So there'll be a few changes there, I reckon.
Yep.
Amongst that, Cam Ellis-Yeoman played against them in that game, and he had 119. So he's had a couple back, and he's a
has.
beast. But geez, it's tough to crack into that Lions side. Briggsy went back after making his debut last week and scored 160.
160.
So 45
That's
hit outs,
huge.
26 disposals with that too, 7 marks and 5 tackles. That's a
That's
great
a
all-round
well-rounded
ruck
game, isn't it?
Like, he was
Far out.
magnificent. But
Briggsy.
the Giants, Flinney was awesome, so he stays in.
How many
Mumford-
rucks do they have? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and then they've got Prusy coming back soon, but
my
Mumford
God.
as well. They haven't lost without Mumford in the side, so I think that combo probably worked all right.
Common sense prevailed this week. It should never have been Flinney getting dropped.
No.
Yeah, it should have been them both. Anyway.
We should still have Flynn.
We should.
Generating heaps of cash.
Yep.
Well done to those people that are holding him there. Now, the Saints were awful, obviously, on Saturday night against the Bulldogs, and Rats did flag some changes. So one of those could be that Luke Dunstan might get a crack here. So he had 28 disposals, 2 goals and 136. Prior to that, he had a 135, 118, 140. He's in ripping fantasy form in the VFL. A draft one. He will be sitting on plenty of free agency. We haven't snapped him up yet. You need to do that now.
If a fair few people would have auto-drafted.
That's right. Because of that massive
It
average.
could pay off.
So,
It could pay off.
Tristan Cherry, he had 158 in the VFL, and the ruckman, obviously, that he was. Don't know. Does he come back in maybe for
Goldie
if he isn't right? So
he has been knocking on the door for a few weeks too,
and
hasn't
he was named up in the presser as well as a chance.
There you go.
There, like Will Phillips was back there as well.
Yeah.
That they did talk about Noble, but he had 35 disposals as well. The big fella. So 35, 9 marks, 4 tackles.
Him and Briggsy.
158, massive.
They're balling,
Aren't they?
Far out. We need a VFL fantasy competition. I might actually go all right at that. Now, Frederick from
You'd
the
be well researched.
Tower, he scored a 97. So after medical sub last week went back,
good
so
effort.
he was good there. Meeky, speaking of rucks, 47 hit outs, had 96. So I don't think he's.
Who are they
Did
rucking
any of
against
them
here?
match up against each other?
I don't think so, Roy.
It's unbelievable.
And
against
out of the waffle as well,
little
there was
people.
Elliot Yeo came back for his first game. So that was important for him. Played limited time on ground, but still managed to get 13 disposals, and probably the best part of it, 8 tackles for his 70 points. So a massive, a massive return for him. And I think that you'd be pretty stoked with having him on your draft bench.
Shouldn't be too far away, should he?
They sang
weeks.
after the bye, so
Yeah.
it's not too far away at all.
Hi, it's Nat Edwards. AFL Daily is a new daily podcast from the AFL. Each morning, Damien Barrett and I will share the biggest stories and the biggest opinions in footy. We'll connect the dots and tell you what the stories mean for your clubs and your favourite players. AFL Daily, your new daily footy habit. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.
So round 11 is coming up, and this is our last weekend before the bye, so rules as normal this weekend before we get stuck into what the buys will look like. So let's start thinking about that again. Alrighty, so if you didn't know what the buy rounds look like or how they work, we've got a best 18.
Yeah.
So the best 18 is essentially from your on-field 22. Now, the FAQs around this, the frequently asked questions,
Yep.
now that's what that is.
Yep, right, gotcha.
Is that, can they be on your bench? Well, they need to be from your 22. However, your emergency rules will apply. So if you've got a DNP, which could be a buy player on field, then your
Emergency
would
works
come on
Yeah.
for that position. So it's obviously that position. So if you're loaded up in a in a line, and this is part of our, I guess, buy strategy and buy thinking, is that we want to have at least that 18 in our teams available, but you need to make sure across your lines it's in the right spot. There's no good if you've got 10 midfielders, for example. So all 10 midfielders are playing, only 8 of them will be able to count anyway. So you need to be aware of that as you're going. Probably a bit late now if you're in that position, although we still have 5 trades.
Yeah,
That's
so
between now
plenty
and
of trades.
Because
Plenty of time.
the other rule there is that we do get 3 trades. So we've got our... as of next week, we've got 3 trades to use or lose for the 3 buy rounds.
As we sit right now, we've got 5 trades in preparation before we're into it.
So where are you guys sitting? How's it looking, and what are your thoughts with your trades at the moment? What's your structure looking like?
Mine's not good.
Isn't it?
No, I'm very heavy in the first buy, in the round 12 buy, and that's because I have so many Hawks. Macrae.
What are you doing?
And you're getting Aaron Hall.
Yeah. But
you've lost the plot.
No. But once again, I've still got. Okay, yes, I'll use that trade. I've still got heaps of other trades.
You do.
You only need 18 there, dog.
You got 4 left.
It's nice if you've got 19 or 20 players on the
The
field.
other thing that some people, I guess, a trap for some people, make sure you're counting those guys that are likely red dots as well as being out that week.
Yes. Don't just celebrate the highlighted head.
You might
when
have
you use
Sharp
the buy
sitting
feature.
there and
Yeah, exactly right. I tell you what, when I do it and I count, I don't know what I do. My brain doesn't work sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all good for that one. 15, yeah, I'll use 3 trades. And then I count again and I'm like, 13?
Yeah, I know.
What the
I do
hell?
the same.
Did I just count sharp?
Did I not count in the first time?
Exactly.
It's like someone changes
I don't know. I'm bloody hopeless with that. But so I'm looking, I'm not in the best position because my red dots have added up. So I always planned on fixing these, but then an issue like Treloar pops up and all of a sudden you're not fixing your red dots. But I'm thinking my middle round is the struggle at the moment, Dog. So I usually the thing I love about the buys usually is that luxury of rolling out 20.
Yep.
And then that weekend when you're watching, you're like, oh, you had 40. Don't care.
Don't care.
Other boys will cover that.
Yep.
I don't think I'm going to have that luxury.
We're not.
I'm going to be having 18 or 19, and then I've always got multiple 40s. So if you've got 19, you're only dropping one of those.
So to look at mine, I'm basically 9, 10 and 11 with players on the buys, which is a nice way to go.
Nice.
Fewer at the start and then more on the buy at the end.
Yeah.
That's the way that we try to think of it, because the simple strategy that we always bang on about is trading out players that have got the buy for someone who's come off the buy.
Yeah.
So that won't work in round 12 because no one's had their buy. Last couple of years too, remember we had
that was
Port
handy.
the
Adelaide.
Gold Coast and Port Adelaide game over in China. You always had some options there for
But
it.
that led us to bring in players we necessarily didn't want.
Yeah.
And
Do
that
you
was
know who one
also a
them
part
was?
of the
Do
trap.
you know who one of those was?
Who
It was
was
a
that?
complete stuff up. Aaron Hall.
Yeah, it was too.
Yeah, he was a complete fail.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, let that be a warning now.
Nah, no warnings here.
No, he's
I'm
bloody
after it.
Machine, absolute machine. So, anyway, Dog, as you were saying, bringing those guys coming off round 12 is going to be nice. So, if you don't have someone like Josh Kelly, even Green is heating up. He's averaged 100 over his last 3. So, a lot of people started with him. It wasn't good early, but he's really hit his straps. So, looking to bring in guys like that will then cover you the next 2 weeks is perfect, especially if you're just rolling out 3 trades, couple of downgrades, then 1 upgrade, and it's a less.
So could these next 2 weeks be about, firstly, getting your structure looking all right?
Yeah.
But could you cash up massively in these 2 rounds?
Yeah, if you're in a nice little position to do that, you could.
Yeah,
I'm
it
still
could be.
treading water, survival mode at
When
the
we
moment,
say
but-
cashing up as well, there's not the guys coming through, though, that you're going to pick that
And
you're
that's
confident
right.
in. Like, my trade strategy or my thoughts for this round is my 2 players that will be coming in are Poulter and Burns.
Okay.
Basically, I'm paying a lot more for them
You
because
are,
I don't
of
have
course.
either of them. You guys have one of them each, or
One.
you've got both.
Both,
don't you?
yep.
God,
So
you're a
you're in
good
a
coach.
nice position, but
Yep.
they've got the round 14 buy. So you're getting those for, well, this week obviously, but you got them for round 12 and 13.
Yeah.
They will be in the side. They should be
100%.
staying in that
Yeah.
side. And because of their tons that they scored on the weekend, cash generates. You sell them in round 14 for 420,
And the thing is,
450 maybe.
when we get to that round 14, you are then making your on-field players the best you can.
Yep.
With the limited rookies we've got coming through. So I'm looking at Poulter here. He went up 61K.
Yeah.
They both went up 61 actually.
He's going to do it
Trivia
again
question
and again. So the money they're going to generate. And then you can offload them for a 170K. Red dots don't matter as much in round 15.
No.
It doesn't matter that much.
No,
We're nearly
you
at
can have
the
a
end.
couple of write-offs. Yeah,
You can.
So I tell you what, I definitely wouldn't do 2 of them if it wasn't for the buy rounds.
Yeah.
Agree.
But God, the importance of having best 22 guys, and they're best 22, of
course.
those 2 at the moment. I think it's a play, Dog, for sure.
So that's where you can be. That's what I'm calling fixing some strategy, fixing some buy round spread as such, but also thinking ahead to what those trades will look like in 3 or 4 weeks' time when you are pumping those through. Because
I like it.
It's the other thing that you can do with these guys as well, and this is Jordan De Goey is a very bad example of someone that I'm holding on to, but he would be someone that you'd be getting rid of at his round 14 buy. And people have been frustrated with Phillips, for example.
Yeah.
Trade him out. He's not a perfect one because he's got the first buy anyways. But guys that you have been semi-frustrated with have been those players that you go, they are that mid-price. You can call them that stepping stone at this point.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I have got some guys flagged they're just doing a job at the moment. They're filling a spot and they will be, it might even be the double downgrade money on top of their heads that gets them to someone really nice, like Josh Kelly.
Perfect. So, Roy.
Yep.
Have you got some players for us to look at?
I have. Now
and
I'm
to
not.
consider?
Now I'm not looking at these necessarily for the cashed up guys at the top that are killing it.
Yep.
This is for people that are really looking for some underpriced players because that's what the budget allows for at the minute. So to help navigate through the buys. So I haven't looked at any round 12 ones. I'm looking at the round 13 and 14 underpriced guys that you could bring in. Now, in defence in round 13, now, bear with me because I'm just going to say something here with these.
Right.
Last week, I said for the cash-starved and to fill a hole for a few weeks, someone like Laddams at 400 or whatever he was is a serviceable tool to get you through for a couple of weeks. The onslaught I copped about how crap he was and he had one good score, he'll suck next week, he's versus Grundy.
Yep.
Just go check what he had.
Well, I'm looking at it now.
He was very solid.
A 95 solid, Roy.
Exactly. So you know what you can do. Now, defenders, round 13. So here we go. I'm not saying Rory Laird here.
No.
I'm saying some value that I'm looking at. So Nick Newman.
Okay.
Averaging 88 in his last two. We know what Newman can do.
Newman.
He was back to Newman.
Yep.
He was.
So he's that round 13. And also, yes, I know, Zach Williams.
Well, he's cheap.
He's very cheap.
He's very cheap.
He's
Bloody
down.
cheap now.
So he's down over 100,000, and none of us are surprised about that. But he's pumped out his best score for the year.
Yep.
It was only a 99, but one thing in his favour and Newman's favour, Doherty is now a wing.
Yep.
I think so. Those flanks are there. We know Newman kills it on a flank. Zach Williams, he's a 90 on a flank. I don't know. He's looked more comfortable back there than in the midfield.
Agree.
So at that price, he's 524. He's someone you can consider. Now, midfielders on the round 13 that I like. Midfield forward, I should say, for this guy. Lockie Hunter. Now, the fact Treloar is out, Dunkley is out. Hunter, what did he average last year? 119, where he basically got to own a wing. I think he'll get to do that. He had 100 on the weekend. He's 629. That is so cheap.
Gets a nice run at it.
Yep. So I see him getting...
Forward status like that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so forward status, 629. I think he can average 100 over the next 2 or 3 weeks. I reckon he's a great pick. Now, in the midfield, round 13, Cripper.
Yep.
Cripper, all that talk over his broken back that was spinal over the last couple of weeks and et cetera, et cetera. He's not playing the way we know he can, but he has averaged 10 tackles over the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
So he's changed his game. He's got to find relevance again, and at the moment it's being a bull defensively. So what's he... I haven't got his price there, but so that he's gone 103... 107, and he's like 630 type thing. So he's an absolute bargain. In the forwards, Dusty. Now, Dusty
Still
had
got to think about
a stinker, 66, but he is 564.
Yeah.
This is Dustin Martin.
Yeah, it's so cheap.
Dusty Martin.
What do we think? Okay, let's exclude that 66. What can he have average from here on?
90.
Yeah, he gets 90 each year.
He does.
Like he gets there.
Yes.
So he's below that at the moment.
Something
So
he's
like
going to do. Yeah. Now, I'll tell you where he's going to do it in the next 5 weeks because he goes Crows, Bombers.
Oh, settle down.
No.
There's a couple of hundreds.
At the MCG.
Right. So there's a couple of hundreds. Buy.
Okay.
Rests up.
Yep.
He loves a rest and comes
does.
back really well off a rest. Then, Cal, tell him who he's got after
Then he
that.
goes West Coast. Okay.
Yeah.
That's over there. That'll be a little bit tough.
Yeah, 85,
Then he goes
90.
St Kilda, Gold Coast, Collingwood. Now, over
Three witches' hats.
Yes.
over the last 5 weeks, they rank in the top 3 easiest.
So this is a guy you can get for 564
Yep.
that has that run coming up.
I think also
There's a 5 in front of his name. That's handy.
it is. It's massive. And
It really
the
is.
way Dusty plays, he's going to pop up for a 60 and a 70 every now and then. Like he needs goals. He didn't get any on the weekend.
Yeah.
He struggled up there against Brisbane.
Yeah.
Not this week. Not the Crows at the MCG.
No.
It's going to be nasty.
Now, round 14, I like Dog's double downgrade option of Burns and Poulter. -8, -10, break even.
Yep.
That's smart for so many reasons. One, we've seen that they can actually ton up.
Yes.
That's going to be super handy. That cash generation, ridiculous. That round 14 buy to cover people for those 2 weeks, priceless. So I really like that.
All right, my question, what happens if you can only get one out of those two, they're both basically priced the same break even as much,
The
same
DPP
buy.
of
DPP
Poulter's
is where
nice.
my brain was going there because that's going to be more important than ever. I think this year's been a year where we haven't gone too nuts in trying to, because they haven't just been midfielders that we want.
Yeah.
There have been defenders and forwards that we've wanted.
Yeah.
And we've all got those links there. You've got your Nick Hind and your Aaron Hall links there, Cozzy on your bench, those types of things. You can flick those guys. Mid forwards, both my midfield benches are mid forwards. So you got the options to flick them, and that's another reason why you could have that, because it could help you get that 18, especially if you are heavy in a position for a
100%.
line.
And what about Poulter? He took 12 marks. What if he's got a taste for that now and he could sit a few more weeks in your forward line maybe? So if you're splitting hairs, his DPP gets it for him because they're much of a muchness.
Yep.
Now, I'm looking at super value here. Isaac Heaney. Yep, he is never a fantasy superstar. He has, I would argue, though, been a fantasy star in the past.
Yeah.
Like, he's averaged over 93 times. The last 2 weeks, he's gone 107, 84. You said it's nice how Dusty has a 5 at the front of his price tag. Heaney's a 4.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
A 4.
Is he really?
Now, he's got the best buy, round 14.
So if all goes to crap, you can just...
100% you can just trade him out at his buy for a premium, like I keep saying, Kelly, who's off his buy.
It's interesting because next week, Poulter will probably have a 4 in front of his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, those guys are just going to be, like, I think I said 420 to 450. Those guys could be pushing more into the
they
500, which then is a straight swap for a guy like that.
Yeah, yeah.
ridiculous.
Now, the other guy I'm going to say is Josh Dacos, because this is
I
obviously
like
the
it.
price tag I'm looking at.
Okay.
The role is there for Dacos now. Remember, he got off to an awful start. I think he had 19 in round 1.
It was
so his price was plummeting for after that.
After being an option in the
After
preseason.
being an option. But now, at 564, he's averaging 85 in his last 5. I think that's another great option. So you're looking at, really being within striking distance of getting a couple of these guys in for fattened cows. Like someone like Tom Powell, he's right in the ballpark for these guys.
Big time.
All right. Anyone else, Roy?
Oh, there's plenty more, dog, but I just didn't want to use any names like Laddams this week. People got too upset.
Oh, well, you'll be able to catch us on Thursday night for AFL Fantasy Live, 6:15 on facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official. We'll be doing our best to get everything out there for you to, all the news as the teams come in, but then all the hot tips of trades. That's what it's going to be all about.
Got a question for the traders? Tweet the boys at AFL Fantasy or head to facebook.com/AFL Fantasy Official.
Alrighty, let's get into some Twitter time for today. And the first question comes from Mortz, who says, how can the rest of us get Mondays off work too? Just not get paid enough for a Monday. You could quit your job for the day. And
People think we live in the dream. Right? Rocking up here on a Monday morning to see your bloody crabby faces it's hard.
That would be hard.
It's a hard job. So
wait till I start going well. That'll be harder.
Oh,
see me when my head's wobbling. That's harder to see than grumpy me.
It's a tough gig.
But
if I could have a time off, though, it'd probably be Friday. That's when I would do more better work for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Well, a reflection of how it's not always like the dream it seems.
Yep.
Those Thursday night shows, we're loading up on coffees. We're tired by that point.
Oh, really tired.
That's why we have so many.
All right, Mike wants to know here. So, Legends, who's going first from Farah? Probably.
Yeah.
Bergman or Riley O'Brien? Thoughts on who to bring in? Feeling Burns and Poulter are too expensive now. So, those people that are thinking Burns and Poulter are possibly too expensive, we'll start there. Are they?
No, they're not.
Probably not.
They've got negative break-evens.
It's not ideal.
You've got Waitman that you could be picking up as a forward.
Yeah, he's still under
He's under 3, so you're saving a few dollars there.
And even Lockie Jones in defence is under 3s.
Yeah.
Other than that, you do not touch anybody else.
If you're going down to Madden, for example.
Madden looked good. I don't know.
What do you have, 50-odd?
Yeah. He looked good for 50.
I don't think he saved himself for the next month type thing like these other guys.
And that's what you're going to need. You have got to have these guys in your sides.
You've got to get them through the bye.
For
Feels like
the next 4 weeks.
Madden could have a stinker. Someone like Berry's back.
Yep.
That's easy. These other guys, they've got some runs on the board now.
Safe as.
Yeah.
So then to answer Farragos, if he's not back
happy
in this
with
week,
that.
and I think you needed to do it anyway.
Well,
his time was up, essentially.
He's basically a straight swap for Poulter anyway.
Yeah.
So
Then Bergman or Riley O'Brien, if Bergman's not back in, then he's got to go. And you've got to keep your green dot in O'Brien as bad as he has been. Like,
Shocking.
I think that's still the play that you need to go with. But getting rid of him, the way he's going now, like his price is just getting so low that you nearly have to hold.
Yeah, it's just too far gone.
Which is Jordan to go, Roy, for us.
Yep, too far gone. Goodbye. He's got a goodbye, though.
yeah.
All right, Michael, I think we did sort of answer this before, but trade Duncan for buy cash or hold. I'm in team trade. Roy, you're 50-50.
I'm
but you know
50-50.
it's been good for you before.
Yes, it has. But, gosh, that trade as well.
The other thing is, though,
Depends where your team's at.
people are looking at Mitch Duncan now and going, 62, mate. Okay, we can work with that in a few weeks' time. Now break even of 153. I think you need to see it as a positive. And I know what you're saying. You can hold this. You can hold it if you've got something to plug it with.
100%. He'll come back even more unique.
Yes, that's
than
the
now.
catch.
And then you're going, everyone else has to get him back in. I don't have to waste a trade there because I'm getting another premium in when you're chasing my premium back.
2 premiums to 1.
Connor, Dusty and Lloyd as a combo or Hunter and Side Bottom?
Dusty and Lloyd. Hunter. Dusty and Lloyd for me.
Yep.
I like that as well. Lloyd hasn't been doing what we would have hoped. So he's down 131k now.
It's a bargain.
But he's still knocking out hundreds.
He still just punches out the low hundreds.
Yeah.
So even that, in his last 3, he averages 103.
Yeah, he's a bargain.
Averaging 100, scored 102 last week.
Yeah. I like him
just
as an
what
option.
he is, though, now.
I really like him as an option.
He's sharing a bit too much, I suppose. So you like that one, Dusty and Lloyd, over Hunter and Side Bottom?
Yeah, I do like all names mentioned here, but yes, that's my pick.
All right, let's have a look here from Matt. Treloar to Brad Crouch. Tick? What are you thinking of Brad Crouch?
He'll probably be in the group that gets dropped. Who would know?
Brad Crouch, 73 last week. I don't see... Yes, he's gone 98 in his last 3, averaging 91. I don't know if that's a kind of guy that I'd be jumping
There's
on.
only one Saint you can pick at the moment, and that's a rookie. I'm dead set.
They're struggling.
It's Burns or no one from there.
Yep.
They can get too hammered. And they can't get... There's no easy ball.
No. They could get beat by the Kangaroos this week.
Yeah. It's a no to Crouch.
It's a no.
Okay. Matt is also asking, hold Duncan with Burns as cover. Would you do that?
Yes.
This is what I'm talking about.
Because you already knew Duncan was going to be out for round 12.
Burns could hit you up with an 80... A couple of 80s here.
Well, he's got North Melbourne this week, under the roof, coming off 12 marks and a ton.
He loves a mark.
There's no reason he cannot be 80 or more this
85.
week. Yep.
Duncan's going to be great. 2 weeks rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think our call here is to hold Duncan. I'm with you now, Roy.
Yeah.
I think you can hold it.
I'm more on that now.
And
if you've got the cover.
If you've got someone to plug
cover,
it with.
Like if you can get a Burns.
A Boo Earns, if you've got him as a cover this week.
Burner or Poulter are covering it.
Yep.
And to have that name coming in for 13 and 14.
And they're not going to match what he would have done, but imagine coming out the other side of it.
Yep.
Huge.
Round 12, you get to upgrade somebody and put Mitch Duncan back on your
I was even... Treloar's, he's a poor man's Duncan, but I was wanting to do that with him. I was like, I'm back in that old position again. I'm going to hold him, trade around him, but he's Sindez.
Yeah, Sindez.
It's forced my hand.
Yep.
As our tractor's putting out some fertiliser on UTAS Stadium here.
Keep it down, mate. Doing a podcast.
Logan, this one might be in your wheelhouse, Calvin.
Ooh, look out.
Get rid of Warner and Bergman this week.
Warner
Both
and
red
Bergman.
dots.
Yeah, don't mind that.
So, or get rid of Burgess and McAvoy to get Gone and a rookie.
You need Gone at some point.
Yeah.
Let's get that crystal clear. There's only 2 rucks you want. Zach Smith's not one of them, though, right? Gone and Grundy. They showed on the weekend exactly what they do. The week before that, they had a couple of subpar scores for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You need them ASAP. I'm looking to move on that over the bye period.
Yeah.
So, once again, I don't mind people going early on something like that. So, I'm saying, you get Max.
Did you say Warner in that scenario?
So he's out through the buys anyway.
Right.
So that's the thing. That's why it's a tough question. Or I think the safe thing would be going Warner and Bergman, getting rid of those guys if they're red dots.
They're not, though, are they? Warner?
Not Warner, you're thinking someone else.
Sorry.
You're thinking Gould.
Warner's, sorry. And Warner's the round 14 buy.
Yeah, because I like Warner to
Just
hang
roll
in there
him
till
to
he's...
the round 14 buy.
Unless you're
Are we gonna have
structured up
two? This
different.
is something that just popped in my head. We're going to have too many of these round 14 buys to be moving out. You can always move them out the week before.
That's
You can move them before.
That's exactly right, Dog. And it's probably important that you talk about that. Those ones you can actually trade that week before.
Because
to
Warner
set
could be
you
in
up
that
for
position because
100%.
whereas your Burns and Poulter, you want them until then, so they've made that call.
Yeah, but you're probably going Warner in 13 so he doesn't drop that extra
more.
15 to 20. Yeah.
So Warner, I'm looking at Warner here. He had 57 on the weekend. He's up to nearly 500K with a break even of 89. So from this point, he will slowly drop.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, who do you think gets DPP? So we haven't mentioned that too much because we've been a bit buy-heavy thinking.
Bit biased.
That comes next week, and we'll get those on Sunday night.
It is going to be all happening.
Wouldn't it? Oh, it's like Christmas.
Pendles.
Ooh.
He's got to be a chance.
He has to be a chance. I think is he half 40? Is that what he's doing?
I think he is.
I don't really know. I haven't watched him hard enough.
Do you know he hasn't had 100 since like round 3?
Yeah, wow.
This is the Pendlebury I'm talking about.
People need it for draft, I reckon.
Big time.
So, I don't know. Players that are there, actually, sorry, and the question did have in there, I'm thinking Duncan and Sean Higgins, both big chance. Sean Higgins, I think, would almost be a lock.
I think so.
Duncan, interesting. He kicked two goals, didn't he, on the weekend? Like, he must be doing enough up there. I don't know if there's going to be enough data.
There won't be.
Because he was in the back line as well.
Yeah.
Like, that was the thing. He was taking kick-ins.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago. I don't know if he's doing that much in the last few
Duncan
weeks.
won't get it. I don't think.
He'd be an geez, he'd be a big name to do that. There's another hold reason if you...
Yeah.
Oh, but you'd have to make the call before...
Yeah, I just don't think that's in play.
No, I don't think it happens.
All right, it's probably going to be, and people get really crabby when the irrelevant type things, most of those would have been... all came out in round 6.
That's it. You can't give the whole competition DPP for the sake of it.
Probably
for the
just
sake
gonna
of a
be-
couple of big names.
And then probably guys that might go into the midfield that have been midfielders, like Schoenberg, for example, for the Crows. Like he picks up mid status.
Someone
Those
like,
types of things.
Blixars.
Yeah,
He's probably
what
just
is
a
he at the moment?
defender, isn't he? But he's been playing up through the middle. And
He's defended
rucking.
mid.
Yeah, he already.
He's already got 2 there, Roy.
He's cooked himself.
Give him 3.
I wanted to give him a ruck.
Houston, another one that goes in the mid.
Yeah.
Your mate Liam Baker might pick up mid
Bakes.
status.
Yeah, no, he'll get the arse from there after that performance on the weekend. He's just straight defender for 60.
That's probably what we'll see. So it's probably nothing too exciting we'll be getting out of this, but that'll be coming next week.
But that's okay.
It is okay.
It's okay not to be relevant.
But what's not okay is to complain the fact there weren't any relevant ones because we can't make the coaches play them in positions.
Boys, it's just the iPhone era. These kids have to be constantly stimulated.
They do.
Colour and names and DPP.
Dutters wants to know Waitman or Poulter. So would you save the 50K and go Waitman over Poulter, if that's what it is?
No, you don't, because Waitman's not taking 12 marks running around on a wing.
No.
And the buys are different,
He
though.
plays for a
if
bloody good team, though.
If it makes your buy structure better,
Yeah.
but then again,
Potentially.
can it be any better than having Poulter in around 4?
Not really. Not really. Unless you're, like, totally loaded and not fielding a team that week somehow.
Yeah.
Which some might be.
Camel, can we afford not to have Parish, West Coast and Richmond in the next 2 games?
God. Just
Think
someone
it's just
who
one
would be
we've missed.
delicious to have.
It's just,
but
yeah.
What's he gone now?
You just watch-
130?
130 in the last 5.
My
Machine.
God. That is so
See,
good.
this is why we'll never coach AFL. Like, who would have thought?
Escalated?
Like, who would have thought putting a midfielder
Oh, yes.
in the midfield
Yep.
would work this well?
I know.
Like, you just got to be a genius to work this stuff out. How they think on this level drafted number 3 as a mid, and now they're playing him mid, and he's going this well.
He's gone up.
You just don't work that stuff out without being a genius.
186k he has gone up.
Who would have picked it?
He'll go up again.
God.
Timothy, men of the trades, in order, who would you drop out of Phillips, Markov and Cumming?
Phillips sucks.
Markov. Yeah.
Yes.
Markov's pretty
sucking.
much slowing a lot now.
Cumming, sucking.
Yeah, they're all not good.
So your order?
I'm going to tell you this.
I want Phillips out.
Yeah, but Phillips plays Gold Coast this week.
Yeah.
And it's a juicy matchup.
God, there's an excuse for that guy.
I know. Markov plays the Hawks this week, and the Hawks...
It's a juicy matchup
juicy
as well.
matchup.
So,
but you know, Cummings the better player out of the 3, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd have him ahead. I reckon he can live. But as you said, Phillips can go. The amount of chances and excuses every week we give him are bolting.
I know where to start. Remember we looked at him out here and just went, he's looking sloppy.
Yeah.
He needs a shave, a haircut.
Yep.
And
Shaggy from
a treadmill.
Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
He does. Yep. Just freshen yourself up.
And a nice hot shower while you're at it.
Yes.
The next one comes here from Kyle, who wants to know Zorko or Doherty. Who are you picking out of those two?
Zorko or Doherty?
Doc.
It's
Doc's
Doc.
just delicious.
Zorko's been very good.
He
as we
has.
know,
He's
but-
great. But I'm going Doc. Doc on the wing out there.
Yep, love it.
Wowzers.
Yep.
Zach, legends. I've all but given up on my hat aspirations now that I'm down to 2,000. And now just going to focus on winning my league. Given that, could I hold someone like Treloar and upgrade around him depending on how long he is out for?
Oh, mate, if you can do it, it's a great move. Yes, I love it. Win your league. That's a league-winning move.
That if you're going for a league win, that's definitely something you could do.
If you're ranked in the 2,000, if you're ranked 2,000 at the moment, you're still not out of
No,
the
he's
hat.
not out of the hat.
Not out of the hat.
That part was the only rubbish that he was talking about. You're definitely out.
So
You
we're
wait-
in the hat race.
You wait
and
to
I
see what
think
some
you still
teams...
play aggressively and get rid of Treloar.
fair
And I
comment.
don't think you hold him even for your league.
I think the message here is you are not out of the hat race. You can still do it.
You can.
Trade him.
Look, is it Lockie Jones syndesmosis or is it bloody... Who's another one that's got it? Lockie Neal.
Yeah.
Is
Does
it
Lockie
which-
Neal have syndesmosis?
I don't know. Everyone does.
The
and
fact
he's
that
out,
it-
so
The fact,
probably.
the fact that it's Treloar, I reckon it's a Lockie Neal.
Treloar, he's going to be happy now. He's in the rehab group with his mate Duncan.
Oh, you
so
wanna
they'll
stay
sit there
there.
probably for 10 weeks together.
They're not
They'll
coming
be happy
out.
with it. Best buds, BFF.
All right, so you better trade.
You better
Yeah,
trade.
trade.
Yeah.
Ben wants to know, will Sean Darcy be a top 6 forward come season's end?
Right.
Every chance.
Yeah, massive
with a ruck
chance.
forward status that he's got.
Yeah, I have been penning some notes about this, and he's a chance to be in it. Yep, for sure.
Lou, in a week where we aren't exactly spoiled for rookies and short on cash, is Ned Reeves a possible in with the hope he sticks around for the 3 or 4 weeks?
He's not sticking around.
What? Just because you don't want him to?
No, he's not sticking around.
Out of hope.
No. So do you think he will stick around?
Not necessarily, but
No.
He
they
led
played him.
them in
had more
hitouts.
hit-outs than your mate.
Did he
Big
really?
Boy McAvoy.
Stealing them. Get
Ned,
out.
obviously, he's at 195k now. He has a break-even of -2, so
He
he
had-
scored 66. Like,
Yep.
it's...
God, if I was getting that from a rookie, I'd be partying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that if you can't get to any of the bigger rookie guys,
If you're
the
getting him,
more
you've got to
expensive-
think that he's going to be there for 14, essentially.
Okay, let's think
because
about
that's
this
when
sensibly.
your popular rucks are out, and most people have got the popular rucks, I suppose.
Yep.
Why on earth would they not put some time into him?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Like, look at them, where they're at.
yeah.
Rabble. They might as well look at a bit of future.
They might
I'd
as
keep
well.
playing Ned. Good look.
And we got to think as well.
Consider him.
How many more years has old Macrae got? Not many. You know, so
He's just
why
been
not keep
named the
playing?
captain? Surely they didn't just do
No,
1 year of captain and
they did.
thanks, mate.
They did. I could feel it. Golden handshake. Off you go.
Roy, you're probably going to say Newman over Luke Ryan.
Oh, hell yeah.
You've been burnt badly by
Oh,
Luke
I
Ryan.
love one. I hate one. I won't name it up.
No, I can. Yep.
Go Newman.
All right. Sonny Walters, value pick?
Probably, but maybe for a reason.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
He's down near 200k.
Yeah.
But he had a 99. That's what they're seeing here.
Yeah, and that's fair.
And
I
they're
watched
scrolling
a bit
down.
of that game, and he did look great.
They're scrolling down and they go, oh, he had 99. Oh, That's Walters. And they're like, surely he's a good for a 90.
It's a good name at that price.
It's
but
a great
I've
name.
named up a lot of guys in that price range today.
Yes.
And I have them all ahead of Walters.
I would as well.
Yeah.
Which you'd have Heaney ahead of Walters?
Because of his price, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Not necessarily because he'd average more. But
Yeah. Well, Walters won't be this cheap again. So maybe if you're a Freo fan and you like Walters,
Yeah.
Just can't trust that he gets that midfield time that he needs that
No.
pumps
No.
those scores up. Miller time, Warner, Powell and Rosie, all similar price, all on the chopping block. Who do I cut?
right. Where do we sit?
Powell goes ahead of
Where do we
Warner.
sit with Powell?
Powell goes
He
ahead
just
of
has
Warner.
to go
He does.
ASAP.
Yeah.
He's going to...
He
got
doesn't even have a
himself-
good buy to save him.
Nah, and he's got himself into this predicament where his cash is going to drop quicker than he made it.
Yep, yep.
So he went 100. Dude can't even hit 50 the last 3 weeks, basically.
Yep.
That's bad.
So he dropped about 30k this week,
Yeah.
break even of 107.
Yeah, he's dropped another 50 this week.
Yep.
So Powell goes first out of that crew.
I think so.
Warner and Rosie.
You got to back
You got
Rosie.
to, yeah. He hasn't been very good,
He hasn't.
but
Remember when there was comparisons between him and Sam Walsh?
No? Was there?
Far out. I'm not often right, but I was right on that one.
You were right.
well, yeah,
Was he right? Yeah.
he was right.
He was right.
Hads wants to know, Cow, this one's for you. Why do we say the alarm went off when it actually came on?
The alarm's gone off. Oh.
But he did come on.
It did. I don't know. The alarm's come on. No one ever says that. Oh, the alarm went off. Did it went off? Oh, my God.
The alarm's gone off.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't. It's come on.
It's come on.
This is something that needs to be looked into.
Yeah.
further.
This is what I've talked about. People over time have just got lazy with the way we've spoken, and we've accepted that.
Yeah. You don't just always follow the leader.
No.
Stop being a sheep. There's things like this happening
The
in the
alarm came
world.
on. Right.
Switch on and stick up for yourself and use your brain.
And send more of those to me at Calvin DG. I'd like to know a few more of those. Thanks.
Well, thank you for tuning in today. We've been getting some reviews on Apple Podcasts. Thanks for everyone doing that, which is nice. So, D Sinistar says, easily the best fantasy podcast, proper legends. Hanya Frez, absolute pigs of the best kind.
Yep.
First year playing fantasy and guided through from absolute mediocrity. So, going all right, hopefully. Hopefully you're doing better than what we are at times. And thanks, Harry. You're listening to us on your commute, and also checked out scarymummy.com. Great site.
At least we're helping with something.
Be very careful.
From the Timbuktus, he says he plays some other game called like Snooper Couch or something, he says, and listens to us. So, Chime Arnott, look forward to doing the dishes because best podcast around. I haven't put the podcast on while doing the dishes. These guys now have me volunteering to do the dishes.
yes.
Footy, fantasy and laughs. The only way to make this better is if I could be there enjoying a beer with them. Or a coffee.
I'll tell you what, one day we'll be doing national tours again one day.
We need to. I'm looking forward to that. And James Brown, thank you, mate, for your comment here. Legends, love the podcast. Been following you for many years, and my rank has got better each year listening to your advice. No matter whether you're ranked 13th or 13,000th, your strategy and guidance can make a real difference.
Jeez,
in fact, it's
legend.
all done with some awesome banter is a massive bonus. I always do a little fist pump with joy whenever my tweet is read out. That's Soul Man, who was
That's
13th.
awesome.
Because we spent a lot of time on Soul Man's Riley O'Brien last week.
And what did he do, I wonder?
Don't know.
Hopefully he got rid of him.
Tweet. Yep.
Now, Dog.
Hopefully not for
Smith.
Zach Smith.
Now, I've got a message here from a guy that I work with, and he wanted to let us know that in Thailand, under fantasy sports in Thailand, we are now ranked number one.
Oh, we made
under
it.
Apple Podcast. Number one in Thailand's always been a goal of ours.
Yes.
Also,
You were number one in Thailand for a little while, Cal.
yeah, you won't believe this.
Hey, boss.
He was in good form, wasn't he?
United Arab Emirates, we were the 8th in fantasy sports.
Yeah.
Number one, baby.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on Thursday night.